It was about a year of time. I ended up actually going skiing with my family and breaking my leg really badly in Idaho, and I stayed about 3 months and went super deep down the rabbit hole, and I came back and I convinced myself it was time to start a digital notary company.
We're back again. We're standing here with Pat Kinsel with Notarize, founder and CEO.
Yes.
Essentially. Grand
Yes.
poobah of Notarize.
Yeah.
Basically, you're the guy writing the checks.
Trying to be.
Telling everybody where to go.
Yeah.
Well, Pat, Notarize specifically is one of our favorite partners because they are the developers of the technology that allows us to do 100% digital e-closings. And so we've had a great time to getting to know Pat and building a really strong relationship. So I wanted to give everybody out here a chance to hear straight from his mouth what makes this relationship between Notarize and Thrive so special. So what was your, I've heard you speak about this before, but what was your motivation for starting Notarize in the first place?
Yeah,
You can share the story that led to it.
Yeah, so I have a background in technology. So I started my career working at Microsoft as a product manager, and I had a business that I sold previously to Twitter. It was a search business. And without getting through all the minutiae of it, long story short, at the end of that, I needed to get a notarized power of attorney, so a registered investment advisor could basically claim the stock that I had earned when they were going public.
Sure.
And as I'm sure people can relate, I got the thing notarized, I sent it off, and I got a call a couple weeks later, and they said, hey, the good news is we claimed your stock. The bad news is we weren't really authorized to do it, and the notary stamped it but forgot to sign it.
Oh, dear.
Right. And so that was sort of the initial, this is just ridiculous, right?
Got to be an easier way.
There's got to be an easier way. You know, software, you'd have form validation, so everyone jokes, but our product makes sure that you sign everything, and that's the genesis. And so that was about a year of time. I ended up actually going skiing with my family and breaking my leg really badly in Idaho, and I stayed about 3 months and went super deep down the rabbit hole, and I came back and I convinced myself it was time to start a digital notary company.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And Notarize was born.
Yes.
Excellent. So, what was your what was the initial industry that you focused on? Was it mortgages and real estate?
No, not at all. I was trying to solve my own problem, so I just didn't want to have to go see a notary again.
Right.
And so the initial product was totally focused on consumers. It was an iPhone application that you could download and connect with the notary at any time. And then what really happened is we were pulled into the industry, right?
Gotcha.
So phones started ringing, lenders, title companies, and they said, hey, if you can do this, it really changes the way that we can serve customers, which we're now, proving together.
Exactly.
And so, of course, it's harder than we realized, and it's taken a lot of years, and we've had to, find great partners to help us. But yeah, this was about 4 years ago.
We're turning into an Alfred Hitchcock movie as we speak.
There's a bird.
There's a bird. Hello, birds. But
yeah,
that's an excellent point, and I'm glad that you keep referring to the partnership. So I'm very happy that you guys got into the mortgage industry.
Yep.
What was it that, other than, was it just the fact that people have closings in real estate transactions that said, you know what, real estate is probably a big
so the initial
industry
initial market research, I think what's interesting is no one really knows anything about the total volume of notarized documents. If you go ask the Secretary of State, they will tell you they have no idea, and it's because there's no transparency or really anything about the market at all.
Sure.
But people think about 40% of notarized forms are in real property more broadly. I think what's super interesting for us in mortgage in particular is, for us the key challenge is, does it work? Is it better? And then will it be accepted? Right? And so MBA, Alta, it's the first industry that really got people together, and we hashed it out. It's taken years, but a decision has been made that it's valid, that it's legal, that it'll be accepted. Fannie and Freddie are on board. Whereas in the auto space, for example, there's thousands of DMVs that you need to go talk to. Right? So there's a lot about the market that made it possible to really, partner with folks and go and change the way things are done.
Absolutely. And I mean, of course, we have a vested interest in the success of y'all's platform simply because we are, as a company, we're trying to look for any kind of efficiencies that we can get wherever we can get them, all in the name of making the consumer experience better. And you guys have been a big benefit in that regard. So what's next for Notarize? What are other territories that you want to conquer without divulging any secrets?
No, it's fine. I mean, so we're laser focused on real estate and helping our partners, deliver amazing customer experience. And so For us, again, our background was in the consumer signing experience, which
Right.
I think has served us very well. We've got great apps on all these devices people connect with. And then we have APIs and tools to serve you all. Frankly, I think our product for you all can get a lot better, right? So when someone walks into work on your team, what do they need to know right now to start their day? The closings that went out yesterday, are there any emergencies or fires? Like, how do you resolve those issues? How do you want to more, actively participate in those closings online? Et cetera, et cetera. And so we're really now turning our attention to, trying to talk to our partners more and understand how we can really, change the way you work, right?
Absolutely.
And that's our opportunity in real estate.
Well, fantastic. Well, I wish you nothing but continued success. And just to tell you how critical our relationship with you guys is, I was actually, you may know this, I also originate. So I've actually gone through and led my clients through the e-closing process. The most unique situation that I've had recently was back in August. I had a closing. It was an investment property purchase in Texas. It was two borrowers, brother and sister. The sister was in Detroit, Michigan.
Yep.
The brother was in Ohio, and the closing was that day, and properties in Texas. And I've got video footage of a FaceTime conversation with the both of them while they are talking. They had to do separate sessions, but while they are talking with your notary online, I've got the sister up on top, the brother down on the bottom, and got screen captured the entire session.
Yeah.
That session alone, had we done a traditional paper closing, would have taken all total probably about 3 hours, simply because of the whole mobile notary thing.
Yep.
Just combined time. Using y'all's platform, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
They said, only because they had to do separate sessions. They couldn't sign simultaneously, but they wouldn't have been able to do that.
Yeah,
on paper
honestly,
either.
it's those stories that keep me coming to work.
Absolutely.
We've got examples where there was a woman that otherwise would have had to have flown from Australia to Los Angeles and back just to sign some
Not a
paper.
cheap flight.
Not a cheap flight, and think about the time and the disruption,
time.
and so those are the things that's so rewarding.
That's awesome.
And I think that's where now, focusing on what we can do for your team, we want to have that same impact for folks internally that are actually, processing these transactions. So
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, Pat, thank you very much for your
Thank
time.
you.
Appreciate it.
This is
Great to see you.
Appreciate
All
it.
right. Enjoy the rest of the conference.
I will, and this bird.
Yeah, where'd the bird go?